Hi, I'm Rhonda Buss, and welcome to a rather special edition of Sew Busted's Material Witness. As you can see, I'm all by myself, so I'm not interviewing anyone today. Actually, interviewing makes it a little bit easier for me because I have someone else to do some of the talking. So today I'm just talking to you, and I have something really quite special to share with you. So I'm very, very excited about that. Now, we all love books. For those of us who have been sewing for any amount of time, we know how important our books are. And the very first book that I ever had was the Bogue sewing book, and I love this book. And maybe I'm a little bit partial to it because it was my first, and it is the book where I learned to do bound buttonholes and welt pockets and beautiful seam finishes, and it's just in my opinion, a glorious book. This one was, the copyright of this one is 1970, so it's quite dated, but the techniques are the same. The pictures are definitely 1970 genre, but it's just a fabulous book. And for anyone who wants to take their sewing to a higher level, this is definitely a book that I recommend. I didn't do my research, so I apologize. I'm not sure if the book has been reprinted. I have a feeling it probably has. But if you wanted this book, I'm sure you could find a used copy on Amazon or eBay, Etsy. Yeah, this is one like I said, I highly recommend. Now, when I was in school, when I was in design school, they had us purchase this book. It was the Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Sewing. And it's a great book. It really is a great book. But my favorite is the Vogue sewing book. So the book that I want to share with you today is lovely. It's entitled Creating Couture Embellishments, and it is absolutely, it is beautiful. And as you can see, it's a large book. A fellow member from the Association of Sewing and Design Professionals, her name is Ellen Miller, the author. She wrote the book, and it was truly a labor of love. You can just tell by how extensive it is. Now, one of the things that she talks about is this is not a book that teaches you how to design. It's up to you to design, but she gives you the basics, the tools in order to add special touches to your garments. And for me, I'm so excited that I have the book, and it's just wonderful, and so many fun ideas. Now, she also talks about how things go in and out of fashion, but sometimes things that we may think are a little out of fashion, it's all in how we interpret them and how we incorporate them into our garment that makes them today and something that everybody finds attractive. So the book, like I said, it's just lovely, and it's a large book. What I especially like is when you first open the book, everything that's in the book is, you can see all these little tiny pictures. So you're not just going to a table of contents to find what's in the book. You can actually just open it and you can see everything right here. And if you open it up, and there are 3 pages of all the things that are in this book, so you can see it's really, quite extensive. What I also like is she doesn't leave you out in the cold. She has an entire chapter devoted to all the tools that you need in order to execute what's in the book, as far as interfacings, rulers, marking aids, everything. And it's really quite detailed, so I do like that very, very much. This is where it gets really great, and I'm sorry for the lighting, but I can hold this up so you can see it. This particular chapter is on fabric manipulation, and you can see all those little teeny tiny tucks, crosswise tucks just gorgeous. So in fabric manipulation, she walks you through lots of different types of ways to manipulate fabric that are really just quite lovely. There's also a chapter that's devoted to pleats, and I can show you this a sweet little top with the pleats across. It's just absolutely lovely. Now, one of the things that I especially like are, it's an old, and this kind of goes back to things that were old that are still, that, you know, it's all in how you execute them as far as whether or not they'll be something that's interesting for today's wearer anyway. But cartridge plates, oh, I love cartridge plates. And you can, I'll try to hold it where you can see it, these teeny tiny little pleats. Incredible. And she walks you step by step by step through the process of creating the pleats. It's just really, really quite nice. I've talked to some people who have told me that piping is a little bit intimidating to them, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. There's all kinds of wonderful things that you can really, you know, add such a unique look to your garment by adding the piping. And you can see this top here where there's all the different seams with the piping going all over the place. So piping and cording, and I wanted to show you this. She even has a section on a beaded, like a fringe cording. You can see this picture here and how it should be inserted into the fabric. So it really, like I said, it's really quite detailed. You can see I'm not even halfway through. And then a section on doing Chinese knots and all kinds of knot work. And I like how she even gives you a grid so that you can get your, so if you're doing buttons or loops, that they'll all be the same size, which is really quite nice. There's a section on machine applique, but I really wanted to show you this picture, so I'm going to try to get it up close. It's actually an eye that has been appliqued onto the cuff of that sleeve. I just thought that was really special. So an entire chapter that's devoted to applique. And then for those of you who like grommets, there's a chapter on that, and it's really quite lovely as my pieces fall out. I missed one thing, and that was on lace. So there's an entire chapter devoted to lace as well, and I can show you that picture. Really quite pretty, and she goes into lots of detail about different types of lace, how to work with them. It's just really, really quite nice. And decorative ribbons, all kinds of decorative ribbons. Now this is just a type of bow, but you can see how the ribbon has been added to the neckline, kind of a bias ribbon. There's a lot more in the chapter on ribbons. It's just really just amazing. I'll show you this little cuff with them. This is a knotted ribbon that I thought was really quite pretty, if you can see that. And you can see I'm rather excited about this book. It's just a lot of fun. You know, for me, like I said, it's like Christmas, you know, something fun that makes you want to play and just have a good time. Different types, and you can see here with the ribbon work, how she has it laid out. It's all gridded out so that you can know exactly how it should be done. And then kind of the finale, she has a book on all types of flowers, and you can kind of see the flowers there on the top, on the shoulder of that top. It's just amazing. those are something that I would really like to give a try to. Here you go, the carnations and how they're executed. Just really, just so nice, so very nice. So it's a big book. It's a beautiful book. I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to go through it. I will be talking more about the book in the future, but I really wanted to do a video because I wanted you to kind of get a little better feel of what the book is like, rather than just taking a few pictures, and to kind of see it in my hands as well. So, you know, it's available on Amazon. I'm sure there are other booksellers where it is available. I think with Christmas coming up, it's definitely something that I think a lot of you would enjoy having on your Christmas list. And it's something that you'll enjoy throughout the year. Oh, and one thing I had wanted to say too is you can see this great big feather collar that's on the cover. There's an entire section on feathers. So, you know, a feather collar isn't for everyone, of course, but she shows you how to add little feather details that might just, especially for a special occasion dress or outfit jacket, you know, that would be really quite nice. So, like I said, I'm so honored, so very honored that I had the opportunity to go through the book. I'm thrilled to have it, and we will see more of it in the future, because I do want to give some of the things a try. I think it'd be fun just to do a little notebook of some of the techniques that are here in the book. And so if you don't get it, you'll be able to kind of follow me along and see some of the things that I do. But if you do, I think you're going to have a wonderful time and really enjoy the book. So again, it's Creating Couture Embellishments by Ellen W. Miller, and I think you're going to love it. Thanks so much for coming by.